Okay, what I've got here is the MOVO X-Slider Carbon Fiber Track Slider. So here's the box. This pulled right out of the box. First things first, the case actually feels quite decent. Feels like good solid material. Got a shoulder strap, got a handle. This MOVO badge here, the stitching looks pretty decent, but see, MOVO is not exactly lined up and equal. If you want to take a look at that, but you know, whatever. I don't care how straight they got the lettering. Right, so let's open this up. Okay, this is my first time opening it up. I have not seen this, but as far as I can tell now, it feels pretty solid. Okay, this is nice. These straps here help hold everything in. I like that. Okay, piece of foam there. Got a card here. Happy and not happy, yeah, whatever. It just says, I had a phone number on it. I guess let them know if you're happy or not happy. Got a little pamphlet here. Okay, these are the instructions, warnings, features, 1-year warranty. The instruction looks actually pretty decent. I'm putting it together. Okay. A couple of Allen wrenches, so at least they give you the tools you're gonna need. Some more foam. This foam's got stuff in it. Let's just pull it out. Okay. So the packaging, I think, is actually quite nice. Got a handle. I'm just gonna set these things on the edge here as I pull everything out. Here's the belt, the flywheel. This actually feels quite nice for the weight. Okay, what else we got? So this is what the camera will sit on and actually slide back and forth on the rails. Put that down. More foam. I gotta tell you, they've packaged this actually really nice. I really like how they took the time, especially the care, to make sure you get this, you know, in a professional way. Alright, so here is the heart of everything. 2 carbon fiber rails. Just little hairs, I guess, on there. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. So it looks like this is probably the bottom plate here that would go on a tripod if you want to put it on a tripod. Rusted this foam. Looks like this foam will stay in here, so that's actually quite nice. So after I build this up, I'm guessing I can just set everything in here, and this foam is going to help keep the shape of the package, and then have the straps to keep everything strapped down. That's quite nice. Alright, so I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to put it together, and then we'll see how it is. Okay, see you back here in a minute. Okay everybody, I just got this put together. I did it in 10 minutes. I could have done it quicker, but I just stretched this belt a little bit more, and I'll explain that in a second. But my first impressions on this is it's quite nice. It's metal construction. We got the carbon fiber bars. Now this does not feel like just regular plastic. It feels like Delrin to me, which is a much stronger than plastic, and Delrin also has a kind of a lubricity property to it. It's very good stuff. It's used for making like stamps. If you're into leather work, you probably have some Delrin. Or anyway, let me show you some features on this and kind of how I put this together. Okay, start on this end. So to get this plate on, I mean, it was a piece of cake. I mean, I looked at the thing. You just undo these little screws here, and this whole thing just slides off. Oh, I didn't have it in all the way. I only undid one side. Well, that's going to change how that belt. Anyway, I'll tighten up the belt later, but I'll show you how easy that is. So, just loosen these up. This popped right off. Slid this plate on. Put that back on, but I did it on this side. But yeah, it was a piece of cake to get this on, okay? It moves very nice. This is very smooth. I do like this quite a bit, the way it feels. All right, now let me show you the legs. This is something I was not expecting, but something I really appreciate that they did. So let me try to come in here. So to do the legs, you just loosen this nut here and pull them back. And if you can see, it's got teeth in there for them to, you know, set inside in. So the teeth, or these legs, do fold all the way in, but when you get it out, I mean, these things are not going to move around. I mean, you put this nut in, and the way those teeth go together, your legs are not going to move. So I really appreciate they put some thought into these legs. Instead of just having a nut you got to crank down on and, you know, make sure there's enough pressure and friction that this won't move. You know, they put some teeth in there, so that's quite nice. On this plate, this screw right here, you tighten that in, and it will make the plate stationary so it doesn't move. And it's not just digging in a screw, it's actually got a plate. If we can find a way to see that in there, there's a plate that's curved for these bars, so you tighten it in. It's not digging in a screw, but it just puts pressure on that bar that's the same curve to keep it from moving. Okay, so that's quite nice. I wasn't expecting that feature. Here's the plate for putting it onto a tripod, or putting it anywhere else that you may need to keep it from, if you want just stationary and locked in one place. Now to put the belt on, which, as we saw, apparently that wasn't in all the way. I should have checked them both, but I just took one end off. I mean, the belt's a piece of cake. You undo that nut, put the belt that inside the teeth there, then I just tightened it back up. So if you can see that, it's quite nice. I think they, you know, really put thought into how do we make this well. Everything is bearings, okay, not just little plastic rollers. You know, metal bearings on the sides. All these rollers are metal bearings inside. If anything ever happens, I mean, take a screwdriver, pop the screw out, pop some new bearings in. It costs like $1 a piece. And the handle. Let me put this down here. So the handle, this is weighted quite nice. And this thing was a piece of cake. I didn't need the instructions to put this together at all. This flywheel went down on a, you know, a post. Handle screwed there, and this just went on to keep the flywheel on so it doesn't come on and off. So that's it. I am going to make sure these are in all the way and then redo that belt. But this is quite nice. I'm really glad I bought this. I wasn't knowing what to expect. I've never used a slider. I just happened to get on MOVO's website a couple of days ago, and they're having a really nice sale. I got this for $99. I picked up a second one that is not belt driven, and that one was on clearance for what I pay, $39. So clearance price on this was $100. Clearance price on the one without the belt and flywheel system, where you just be moving it, you know, by hand. Got that for $40, and it's carbon fiber as well. They had an aluminum one for $20 that was on clearance. But I was like, I'll pay $20 more for for the carbon fiber. Yeah, just by luck, I've wanted to get one of these, but let me get my camera on it. I've got to get the tripod head for my tripod put on here because I haven't purchased any extra tripod heads yet. I'll get the camera on here and yeah, we'll take a couple of shots and see how it looks. Okay, so just show you, a shot going back and forth. The jitteriness that you can kind of see it was from me as I was, using the handle. I found, after I took the handle off after the video, I was much smoother just using my finger to go around. So I don't know if I'll use the handle, but I'll probably leave it off and use my finger for a bit. Or just use this to slide back and forth. So let me show you what I did to the packaging or the bag so I can keep the foam, okay? Because once this plate was on here, it was pushing out too much. So let me show you what I did here. Wasn't a big deal. Maybe they could have put a little thought into it themselves, but whatever. It is what it is. Well, okay, here we go. So I used a razor blade, okay, just a standard razor blade here. And what I had to do was cut out a little notch in the center here for the plate. Leaving the foam as it was, it just pushed everything out far enough that it just was goofy looking. So, took a couple minutes, cut that out with the razor blade, and now it fits quite perfectly in there. So I've already put the legs up. I didn't think anybody would, want to see how to do that. Like, you just loosen these and pull them out and move them. So it's not difficult, but as you can see now that I cut that out, this fits perfectly into the case now and keeps the foam and the shape of everything the way it should be. So I kept the foam pieces, for support. This one went there. Take this one just over the top. I like things kind of neat and clean. Got the little skinnier one, and then the little bit wider one. So there we go. Now I can take these straps and put it over, and this thing's nice and secure, and it keeps the shape of the bag. So there you go, the MOVO Carbon X-Slider. Actually quite nice padded handle there. Hope the video was somewhat useful to, at least somebody out there. But for $100, I don't think I, did anything wrong. There's a lot of tutorials on how to build your own slider. I've watched a lot of them, and I was about to tackle the job. It looks like a lot of fun. I like to work with my hands and DIY stuff, but for $100, I figured I was probably going to spend close to that anyway, let alone it's going to take hours to do as well, which I would have enjoyed. But when it comes, if it's going to be about the same price, I'll just go ahead and just buy it. Would I pay $400 for a slider? No, absolutely not. Not even a motorized one. To me, that's just a lot of money. This is not my job. If it was my job and I was making money, yeah, sure, I could splurge for, those extra things. But there's a lot of people showing DIY how to add a motor to a belt drive system like this. Maybe I'll do that one day, I don't know. But for the $100 I paid for this, I think it's fantastic. I would not hesitate to buy another one. When I get the slider that does not have the belt, I'll do another video. And yeah, like I said, I hope this was helpful for somebody. Let me know what you think down below. Let me tell everybody what you like about sliders. If you don't like them, you know, any tips or tricks. That video that I did, you know, panning across some camera equipment that I have, that's the first video I've done. So anyway, look out for my next video. It's going to be doing a review on these Manfrotto egg zooms. I hate them. That's the short of it. They ruin a lot of photos, and I will show you why in a different video. But these things were a waste of money. So yeah, next time YouTube, have a good one.